What's cracking, y'all? Ever had your Dangle Wanglers? Would you like to? It's cute, it's fun, it feels good, I promise. I'm Brooke Ashly, the original bad one, and this is Dangle Wanglers. Coming to the stage today, we have Phil, Kelly, MJ, and the lovely Jules. Should be cute. Let's get it.
All right, y'all. So I'm just shooting questions at you. We're shooting the shits. It should be interesting. You right? Whenever you feel it, strike. First question: Eddie Murphy or Chris Rock?
Oh man, Chris Rock is not a question.
Why?
Eddie Murphy has 2 specials.
In his whole career?
That's it.
That's all that impressed you, or that's all you
Okay,
got?
so what are we talking about? We talking about stand-up comedian, or we talking about overall career?
Fair question. Okay, stand-up comedian.
It's not even close. There's no debate. It's Chris Rock. Eddie Murphy has 2 specials. But if you're talking about overall career, well, obviously it's Eddie Murphy because he was a force of nature, and everything he did was a hit, and he did stand-up, and he did music, and he did movies. But pure stand-up comedian, Chris Rock. Don't even compare the two because you can't take 2 specials and compare them to a lifetime of work. I'm always right, so you don't actually need to go to anyone else.
This nigga.
Like,
No, dude, I gotta go with Eddie Murphy, dog.
Ooh, okay.
I do. Like, granted, you're absolutely right. Yeah, the 2 specials, but for me, it's the presence. It's kind of like, oh, that's all he needed type shit. He could come back anytime he feel like it, go on stage and embody that shit.
right.
By choice.
Right.
You never been let down. You never been disappointed.
See,
It was like
that's-
Eddie Murphy
That's like
every
all
time.
your belief. Like I sincerely believe I could like take Beyonce from Jay-Z, but that's just in my head. You know what I'm saying? like that's just my thoughts. It doesn't mean it's
I
real.
feel that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know who she was with besides him, so we can't say if she has a type. You might have a chance.
I know, but it was just making a point.
She's clearly all personality. So like you
Beyonce
really in
definitely
there.
all personality.
You know what I mean? You got the beard, you got a little height, you good.
Oh, I ain't got no dog in this fight. I mean, yeah. Because it's like, it was comparing apples to oranges. Chris Rock clearly has a better stand-up career. Eddie Murphy has a better movie career. It's like, what are you in the mood for? And then, when was the last time Eddie Murphy had a stand-up?
1987.
Or I think he has one coming out, or he just shot one.
No, he definitely ain't shooting.
It's something with Netflix, and they gave him like the huge, like 200 million, 100 million
I
contract.
gave him whatever he wanted, but at the end of the day, like until you, even with one more special, you cannot compete with Chris Rock. When you have to do jokes over the course of time, you have to change those jokes. You have to hone those jokes. You have to have your ear to the climate, to the environment. Eddie ain't have to do none of that shit. He was doing gay jokes and Mr. T jokes and impressions. Dope. Don't get me wrong, but that was twice in the fucking 80s. Like, try Brian with the Me Too culture. Try that.
Yeah, you have to grow.
Yeah.
But wouldn't that be a better challenge though to even see, okay, he's about to come on stage. Let's see what he got since it's been that long.
Definitely. I would love to see it. I can't wait to see it.
Well, you know what? We're not going to be watching Eddie Murphy because he's a different human being than
This
he
is
was
true.
in
He's
the
evolved.
80s.
You're going off
Exactly.
of 20 years ago,
Because,
well, 30 years ago at this point, 40
and
years
I
ago.
think that's the
Damn.
point you're trying to make. You got to grow with it because Chris Rock used to run back and forth on the stage. Now he stands still. He's an older man.
Right.
We watch old Eddie Murphy versus Eddie Murphy from 30 years ago. They're not the same people.
It's not.
All right, so who's the
Versus
comic right now,
LeBron.
though? So who is it?
Dave, Louis, Bill, and Chris, to me, are the best 4 in the game right now.
That's a big statement. Now I'm gonna go a little bit deeper, slight tangent. So Louis C.K. had a little bit of drama when it came to the Me Too movement and everything like that. I'm not gonna get too tough on that, but do you think scandal should overtake a comic's career?
I mean, that's just the world we live in now. Nothing's a secret anymore. Everybody's life is on Front Street, so it's hard to separate the craft from the man. So, what was your question exactly?
Should the scandal cause you your job?
This is the thing. I feel like certain situations should be X'd out. Like that in particular case, I don't know how deep you're trying to get into it. Like we were saying, how do we define the fine line in comedy? Well, if we don't talk about it, nobody else is. That's the thing. And with that in particular situation, people had a choice to walk out. Like Dave joked about it. Like somebody's literally sitting there, and you chose to sit there.
Stay in the room.
Exactly.
And I mean,
so in that particular case, I felt like Yeah, he shouldn't have done that. But also, I grew up in New York where people jerk off on the subway, but you choose to get up and go to the next car. And then as far as Aziz, hearing his story is like the same thing, something similar, except with his case, he continuously asked questions, and I'm steering the direction, but that's when it comes to the whole what's yes, when he kept asking, and now his show is canceled. I felt like that shouldn't have happened because they canceled his show immediately after
Now,
that.
you feel this is as like a comedian, are you able to like separate your opinions from like a female who's like listening to this, a businesswoman, and then as somebody who's personally in that business as the comedian?
I feel like I am because, you know, you do have situations where, damn, that's fucked up. Like, there are women who genuinely are, you know, going through it. But then you have women also trying to take advantage of these people who are trying to make a living for themselves. So I'm able to separate that and say, no, she's full of shit. Oh my God, like, why is this show still running? Why is this person still on stage trying to?
Okay.
But that's just me.
New topic. If it's an icy topic that not a lot of people want to talk about, but you have a joke that can be an icebreaker and set the tone. You guys, oh, you some popular motherfuckers.
That's
okay.
That's my Postmates. I really love it. Pay me Postmates.
No, don't stop. No, we judging.
Yeah.
What's more important to you guys as comedians? Critical success, so other comedians, other critics finding you guys funny and thinking you're hilarious, or actual like the public? You know what I mean? Your fans, the audience.
For me, it's all about my peers. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro, because people are fucking dumb. And like, you can go do jokes that a certain segment of the population will always gravitate towards. But me personally, my favorite comedians are cerebral comedians.
Okay, so as comedians, how do you guys feel about social media having a big impact on your career? And do you think about that? Does that play a role in like your decisions?
Not for me. I mean, I don't.
What?
I don't consider. Wait, let me finish. I don't consider myself a comedian, so my social media has nothing to do with the fact of
And what do you consider yourself?
filmmaker. So
You're just funny.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, an entertainer, but I wouldn't say specifically like on the spectrum of comedy that my social media has nothing to do with it. When I was a tattoo artist, yeah, I felt like social media played a bigger role, but at the end of the day, it's all imaginary. Social media is imaginary, and it's only real because so many people give it life. But when you actually look at all these famous people or these high-numbered people, when they lose their profiles, it's like they were just never there.
So you have the most active social media, like anyone I know.
Yeah, but
like, honestly,
that's what it looks like.
Like,
What
follow,
you see.
share.
Like you see me being active, but when you look at the numbers, my social media is not popping.
okay, but you definitely active, like
Yeah, it's not real. There's a collective group of people who believe it's real. And like I said, I'm on there every day, but I'm not out there liking, sharing. I just spit out my 60 seconds, and I'm done for the day.
Are you a heavy Instagrammer?
I have conflictions with social media because I don't like it, and I was off of it for like 4 months, and I felt so fucking just free. I liked being like away from the world. It was great. I didn't even miss it. Like, I genuinely didn't miss it. But then I started a podcast, and I had to promote it. So it sucks, like you said, like our industry, our career is based around like promoting yourself. So I'm pretty active on it just for that, but I hate like the idea of, oh my god, how many likes am I getting, all that shit. Like, I don't fuck with that superficial shit. But you kind of have to be active in this industry.
All right, I'm gonna talk to the females really fast. Is there extra pressure to be funny since there's like a common misconception that females aren't funny?
Sure. I don't know about that necessarily, but I feel like people can be kind of haters because you're a girl, so they'll be like, oh, she got it because, like, you know, she can talk to a booker and then, like, suck his dick. And
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, do I have to be PG with this?
Does
Yeah.
no.
Okay,
No.
well,
We're
you
the
know,
bad ones here. We do
you
not
know-
keep it safe.
people just like assume because you're, I don't want to be like, because I'm pretty, but you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you're like a female.
And then it's harder as an attractive female too, because then they're like, exactly, you did not earn that. You gave
Yeah,
someone some
people
head,
assume.
or they just needed an empty slot, and you look good on stage, and there you go.
Yeah, you summed it up.
And then you get the mic in your hand, and you're like, bye.
yeah.
It's impressive.
I don't know, like, because I actually book comics, I try to get women who are actually funny. And if you look good, that's a bonus. Because that's one of the things I learned coming out here. Same thing is when you're a certain look, you get booked more. But you're corny as fuck and nobody's laughing. So that's one of those things where it's like,
So there is a little bit of truth to that?
there is a little bit of truth to that.
And I think sometimes people almost have this misconception that it's easier
Right.
to be
Oh,
a
no.
female, and it's because I was at the Comedy Store it was like before lockdown, and I was just like talking with the door guy, and this other comedian guy that I was hanging out with was like, it's so much easier to be here as a girl, and I was like, it's actually way harder.
I think
Not
there's more
complaining.
pressure.
It's harder because people assume that you're like talking with a door guy to get a spot, but it's like, no, I'm just networking and chatting, and like I'm not
That's part of the
trying to
business.
one
That's
up,
part of the
but
job.
just- yeah.
As a booker, let's say the booker. I know a lot of bookers who solely go based off, she's fire. She has a gazillion, quadrillion fucking followers on top of that.
Yeah.
Let's bring her on.
Oh,
And
she
then-
gonna bring people in.
Yeah,
regardless.
sure.
what I
That's
say,
exactly. But that's what I'm saying. But then after that first night, that booker's conflicted. Like, oh fuck, I think I lost more money booking this.
Well, you can't lose money if you put butts in
Well, I'm
seats.
talking about like that night, yes, but now.
Oh,
you
in the
have-
long run, you're known for not having funny comedians, or
Oh,
not
that's
known
a good-
for, but
but here's the thing: one person don't represent your whole show.
No, it doesn't. But it does hurt a lot. It does. Competing with a bunch
I've
of the
never
other
been to a comedy
comedies.
show where there wasn't at least one person that was trash. Ever.
Not
Whether
one
it be a
person was
man
trash?
or well, I've never been there where that one person was like, what are they doing up there? Man, woman, Brian,
Yeah.
crazy. There's always at least one person up there like,
Yeah.
when was the last time you guys bombed?
what?
It's a good
Yeah,
question.
recently.
Yeah,
Oh!
all the time.
When was the last time Oyster House was open?
Oh, good for you. That was a good year and a half
Yeah.
That's a
ago.
long time ago.
Yeah.
Bombing is bombing.
Mine was like 8 months ago. That was a rough one.
Shit, the night's still young.
Yeah.
But
Right.
Yeah.
Anyways, new topic is well, we'll do it either or, Mad TV or SNL.
Oh.
I'm gonna say
That's
Mad
now.
TV.
SNL.
That's now easy.
Why?
Well, Mad TV didn't have as long a run.
That's not their fault. That was a good 10 years. I feel
That's
like
100% their fault.
that was
Like
that.
it's 100%. It's only their fault.
Most of their actors after the show like had roles, so it's not like there was an immediate
If
drought.
the show gets canceled, it's because you weren't good for as long. Plain and simple. So it's 100% their fault. Second of all,
Of
when
salty.
you- like, listen, not to shit on that. There's plenty of people that I'm a fan of from Mad TV. Plenty. But when you look at it as a whole, you look at longevity, you look at consistency, SNL has done it. Even when they take lulls and they go downhill, they bounce back.
Okay, so if you had the
I love it.
opportunity though, like, would you rather be on a Mad TV or would you rather be on an SNL? So forget the audience. We're going clearly on like the culture of the show, like the concepts, the comedian, because they're two very different types of humor.
Real shit, I don't even want to be on the show.
I was thinking, I was like,
Really?
if I had an opportunity, sure, but if I had other
Bread's a bread.
opportunities,
Yeah.
So yeah, I would take it bread wise. I couldn't turn it down, but like I have no desire to be on the show.
Okay.
The most I would ever want to do for them is write.
So would you rather write or actually perform, like be like host?
I'd rather write. I'd rather write. I'd
Really?
rather write. Let them do their jokes. Let them do their thing. Because I don't have to be a black comedian when I write. I can be any kind of comedian when I write. I can write jokes from everybody when I write. But when I get up on stage and I present my face and I present what I look like, I have to fit into the expectation of the audience. So yeah, I would rather write.
That was great. Cool.
It's all,
This
you
one's
know.
going to the two guys. As black men, if someone comes at you with a role, are you wearing a dress? This is the funniest character ever. But it's a she, and she's got a dress and a wig. Are we taking the role? Are we doing this?
I don't think so.
It's all about, to me, it's all about the writing. Fuck what all these other people talking about. Oh, they doing this to you. They doing this all a part of their agenda. Fuck their agenda. I don't care what they talking about. If I like the writing, if it's dope to me, then I'm gonna do the role. If I don't like it, and if I feel something fishy's going on or something weird or surreptitious, then no, I'm not gonna do it. But if it's some dope ass writing and the story makes sense and I think it's cool, then I'll do the dress. But there are certain things physically I won't do. I'm not kissing no man. Like I can't. I just don't want to, you know. But put on some clothes, sure. Why not?
The closest I'd ever say I came to the dress thing was I was in a theater play, and my character was a shape-shifting god, and he transformed into an old lady. Clearly, it's slapstick comedy. I was not in a dress. I had a full-blown goatee. You can see what it was. Matter of fact, I just had like almost a shower curtain type tarp type thing that I just swung around one time. It's like
The only reason
Do you
people-
understand the criticism where it comes from?
I understand
I
where
get
it comes
it.
from, but this is the thing, man. People only listen to criticism because that's what people say. Fuck what people say. That's just the bottom line. You have to do what's right for you when it's right for you.
here's the thing: if me wearing a dress is going to be the only comedic part of a crappy movie, then I'm not doing it. Because that one scene shouldn't save the whole movie.
No.
That's heavy. That's great. The rest of it's trash, but you're in a dress, and that's the
You know what I'm saying?
That's a trash script I wouldn't connect with.
Right.
yeah.
But if you write something dope,
How about this? Jim Carrey or Robin Williams?
Oh! Well, no.
Who you
I'm
take?
gonna have to say Robin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I fucks with it.
Yeah, I was like obsessed with Robin Williams when I was a kid. And I would watch Mrs. Doubtfire with my brother like every day. And the thing that I love about that movie is obviously he can like do the voice and everything, which still to this day, I've seen that movie like over 100 times, but still to this day, I think that is Mrs. Doubtfire. Like I don't think that's
It looks
him.
real. It
You know
looks
what I
like-
mean?
yeah.
Like he embodies a British old woman. You just like separate Daniel, the character he plays as a guy in that, and Mrs. Doubtfire. But then in that movie, there's also some deep, like, heartfelt, sad moments. I just think he's a genius. I love Jim Carrey too, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Robin.
overall I go with Robin because I think his stand-up career boosted. But movies, just movies, I don't.
So, for project, what are you guys working on right now? What do you guys have going on, or what do you have going on in the future?
I'm writing my first feature film. It's gonna be dope. Yeah.
How is that? How's the process?
Unbelievably hard.
Actually,
it's unbelievably
how is
hard.
it like working on your projects right now during quarantine? What's that like? How is it as a comedian during Corona?
I mean, if it wasn't for Jules, for me, it wouldn't be no comedian there. You know, this girl is the one that like has been making it happen. So, you know, props to you for that. In terms of like trying to write a movie during all this, it's tough because like you're trapped in the house and you got all this stuff going on politically, and like you're trying to write a movie and you like desperately don't want all of this to just take over your film, but it just does, and it just starts sinking into it. And, writing a movie is tough. Making a movie is tough, especially when you're critical of yourself. It'd be easier like if I like loved everything I did, I'd be done by now. But like, you know,
No, being critical, I mean, like it's gonna be great. You know what I mean? It may not be up to your own standards, but it'll be way better than everybody else's. Whereas if you thought you were just killing it, it'll be trash.
Yeah, and that's the thing. But if I thought I was just killing it, I would be done. And now I just like all I look at is this mountain. Like I'm nowhere near the finish line.
Would you ever write with have a writing partner, or like
Of
have
course.
like a you like?
I like to write, so it doesn't like. I would love to write with a partner. Honestly.
Okay.
It's difficult. It's weird. Right now, honestly, it's a blessing and a curse. Let's be honest. Before this, I was working full time, barely doing open mics, and then once Rona happened, I'm like, fuck this. Like, I'm just gonna create my own shit. So I was able to do that, and I think the hardest part right now is the film part. Is actually filming, because the whole 6 feet apart thing, all this, the writing process is hard because again, you're stuck in your thoughts. And there's always idea. You start writing, and then, oh my God, let's put this in the shelf, writing. So for me, it's not finishing projects. So that's why I do like when people like Phil and MJ, like, yo, I got a script, you trying to read it. While in the moment, like, I'll go to their crib, they're like, yo, I got a script, you trying to read this. It'll be like 150 pages, and I'll read that shit right then and there. because we're in the moment instead of it's like you sending me through email. It's like I have all these thoughts, all these things going on. So I am appreciative that during Rona, I have friends who are active with writing, but also I'm active in being able to read their stuff and be like, not critical, but honest about their shit. So, I don't know, it's been 50-50 for me.
And then you have your own.
Yeah, the comedy thing, the production. So,
What's yours called?
The Secret Comedy 2.0.
Okay.
And we do a comedy show every month. Free food. Well, not free food. It's $10 for entry, and then you get unlimited food, unlimited drinks. We deal with local like food. We'll deal with local people who do liquor. That way, we're all supporting each other. It's more collaboration. And now we're trying to do an open mic, and we're expanding. We're going to the East Coast and doing both shows.
Oh yeah, so you're traveling. You're going soon, so that's pretty dope.
But he's actually gonna be performing in New York.
Hey, all right, all right, good shit. And you, kind sir?
I mean, up and down. I mean, I got to slow down on a lot. I took on a lot of projects earlier this year, and because of the shutdown, I had to stop all that, which was good for me because I found other opportunities through writing. So I've been able to sit home, focus versus be busy all day, then come and just pump out some crap and then, whatever. So I get to focus, I get to revise. I get time to be creative. I get time to say, oh, that was crap, and come back. But really all I'm doing right now is submitting to different studios or whatever, just trying to get in where I fit in. And yeah, Rona has blessed me with that much. But as far as like actually being physically active out in the world, that was shut down with everything else, and that's a whole nother demon.
You up? No.
I relate to everybody here that spoke on it. I think at first it was really hard for me. Like I was like having withdrawals because I was doing comedy like 6 nights a week.
Oh, you
so
were
to
killing
go
it.
from that to nothing was really fucking with my mental health. But it kind of forced me to work on my mental health and like allow myself, because I get really anxious when I don't feel productive. So, but it kind of forced me to like be okay with downtime and relaxing and like taking time for myself and not exhausting myself. I started a podcast, but I feel like we all have a very similar.
What's the podcast called?
Oh, it's called Slightly Bitter.
Oh,
But
great name, great.
But I feel like we all can relate in the sense that it sounds like we all don't feel productive enough, or like we don't feel like we are where we'd want to be or finish or accomplish something that we want to get done. So that is hard for me. Even though I started the podcast, I still feel like I'm not doing enough comedy-wise.
What do you cover on your podcast?
Being bitter, pretty much. No. Kind of, yeah. We just talk about like past stories that have happened to us. We just started bringing on other comics too, but it's another, my friend Julia, who's also a comic, and then we have a third person on. But yeah, we just talk about anything from like how we got started in stand-up to, breakups and everything in between.
Sexual. Love it. I'm all about it. I think that's going to be it for the first roundtable, guys. Wangle your dangle. Yes. Thank you so much. And now let's tell some jokes. Let's do that shit.
All right, let's go.
What's crackin'? I'm Brooke Ashly, and this is The Bad Ones presents Dangle Wanglers. I have 4 lovely comedians coming up today that are going to make you laugh till you cry, or not. Wish us luck. Coming to the stage right now is the lovely, the handsome, the talented, the bearded Phil. Woo! Ow! Woo, 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 woo!
Hey, let's give it up for our host.
Woo!
I ain't been called handsome in a while. I appreciate that. My name's Phil. Woo!
Damn!
And that's what I expect. So, let's talk about violence. Let's talk about what's been going on in 2020 today. There's a lot of police brutality and a lot of things like this going on, and like, you know, your Black Lives Matter movement. And the truth of the matter is, like, it's really all about the numbers. It's all about statistics. The fact of the matter is, only 50 police die in the line of duty every given year. That's one per state. That's 50. And whenever they're around black people, they like get super nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like they be quick to pull a trigger, quick to pop somebody because of the 50 cops that die every year in the line of duty. Don't get me wrong, all those lives matter. However, 600 people die in train-related accidents every year. There's 6,000 train-related accidents, and of those 6,000, 600 of them die. Basically, what I'm trying to say is there's a fucking track that lets you know exactly where the fuck you're trying to go, when it's trying to go there. It makes a whole bunch of noise, and still 600 motherfuckers die on that shit every fucking year. But oddly enough, we don't get nervous around trains. I don't see a nigga in overalls like, what's up, nigga? You know? So basically what I'm trying to say is, whatever is going on with the police, training is not the issue. Alright, I apologize for that one. I do jokes for both of us. That one was for me. Now we're gonna do one for you. Right? Because honestly, I have been dating myself lately. I'm done with girls. Fucking done with y'all. Fuck y'all. Y'all don't deserve me. I date myself.
Feel that way about
I date myself now. Okay. I take myself on long hikes. I drive up to like scenic overlooks and play soft music. You know, look at the sunset alone. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not easy. I'm not easy, okay? I don't just give it up on the first date, no. You gotta work for me. You know what I'm saying? So last week I did make it to third base, you know?
Yeah, all right.
What's third base? That's when you're 3 knuckles deep in your own asshole. You know, yeah, 3 knuckles. First knuckle, second knuckle, third. I'm just saying, you know, we're not ready to take it to that next step. No, but I have been trying to date young girls because the old girls are ruined. I'm a black man, as you can see, and when you're black, I'm a black man, as you can see. I mean, I just think y'all liked it that much, you know. If one is good, 2 is better. So I had to use, like, as a black man, you have to have multiple voices to be a black man. You can't just have one voice all the time. Like right now I have this voice. This is like the voice I like to think is my regular voice or my stage voice. Then I have my, you know, my mom voice. Like, yes, mom, I'll take out the trash. Yeah, you need me to fucking do the dishes? Yeah, I do. I got that. Get your car washed. Yeah, I do that. Or you have, like, your voice when you're at work. Absolutely, Bill. Yeah, I'm right on. Yeah, fuck yeah, I got those emails to you. TBS reports, all of that. God, I love this place. You have that voice. But today, I got to pull out my favorite black voice. And this is a true story. I got to pull out the thug voice. So I've been trying to find a place to live, and I've had to apply to a number of different spots. And at this one particular spot, I had to leave them a $300 deposit along with my application fee. Now, I understood that the application fee was non-refundable. It was $45. Fine, that's you. You got to wet your beak to get that. But the $300 thing that I left them, I was under the impression that I would get that back. So I called up there today, and I spoke to some lovely white gentlemen. And I said, hey, Bryce, I would like to get my $300 deposit back that I left you last week. Now, I'm trying to use my business voice. You understand? I'm trying to use the business voice. I would like my $300 deposit back. And he goes, sir, we do not refund those deposits. Now, right away, I'm not saying Bryce is gay. I'm not saying that. However, if I was to catch fucking Bryce with one dick in each hand and one in his mouth, wouldn't be surprised. Now, I digress. So Bryce tells me that, sir, we You placed that deposit on the 13th. It is now the 23rd, and this is exactly how he's talking to me. It is now the 23rd, meaning we've had this apartment off the market for you for 10 days. Do you really expect us to refund that $300 deposit, sir? And this is a true story. I said, Bryce, I don't know about all that, dog. But I do know y'all gonna give me my motherfucking money. And this is all I hear. This would be much better if it might work. Where would you like us to send the check, Shari? Because Mike did not want the smoke. Anyway, my name's Phil. It's been real. And we're going to bring up our lovely host for the next comic. Thank you.
Hey, all right, so give it up for Phil. Yeah. Woo! Sexual bearded chocolate. We're all about it. Our next comedian, thank you for coming. I'm proud of you. Another young lady, like myself, gorgeous, like myself, funny, like myself. We have good things in common. Come on. Kelly!
I wanted to stand here because I like this pumpkin aesthetic. I like pumpkins. I realize there should be a pumpkin spiced lube if there's not, and I will sponsor it. That'd be dope. I'm sick of masks. I'm really fucking sick of masks, as you can tell. I'm super sick of it. The only people it's benefiting are the ugly ones, right? Because you're late. Because I see somebody, sir, I don't know, you look handsome right now. You could take that mask off and you might be fucking, butt ugly. I don't know. You might be a burn victim under there. I don't know. But it's benefiting you, not me. Yeah, so Brooke and I work together. I don't know where she went. But we work at a dispensary. And the best thing about working at a dispensary is that I'm high all the time. Yeah. But the worst thing about working at a dispensary is you're not allowed to be high all the time. Like, the weed industry just, started to try to be professional. I'm going to hire you to work with drugs all the time, but you can't do them. And you can't do them. I've also been watching a lot of, crime shit, and I started watching stuff about OJ. I've read about it here and there, but I was one when the murder happened. So now watching and reading about it as an adult is super interesting. I think just the saddest thing about the whole thing is just that Ron Goldman isn't alive to fuck me today, honestly. Yeah. He was fine, right? Anyone have a fuck list? It's a bucket, but fuck list. A bucket list.
That you have or that you want?
I have. Well, yeah, you're with me on that? I just made one.
But what kind of fuck list? For positionings and stuff like that? Or
oh girl, you got them all. Okay.
You want to try kind of list? Or
No, so a list of, so I'm kind of talking to this guy. I feel like he's going to want it to go somewhere. Ew. But I'm well, let me get him in before I got to, commit to this one. So, yeah, I have a few I want to narrow down, you know what I mean? I'm bi, racial. Yeah, my mom's white, my dad's black. So,
shock the hell out of me.
Yeah, I know. I look like I'm from Pakistan, but I'm not.
Yes!
I'm not. Maybe, I don't know. I should get a test. There might be something in there. But, yeah, it's interesting being white and black. They're just very different culturally, right? White people love the 4th of July. Black people, not so much. 1776 wasn't looking too hot. God, it's a weird time. I got a text the other night. I just thought about it because it's been giving me anxiety. I got a text from this guy I hadn't talked to in a couple years, a friend. And for some reason, I just like assumed the worst when he texted me. I was like, oh fuck, like did he see a naked picture of me online? Like shit. I finally calmed down though. I calmed down, I opened it, and he was like, hey, what's up? How have you been? Like I had a full-blown panic attack over someone trying to catch up. Like that's when you know you should probably stop taking nudes. Probably not a good idea at all. All right, guys. Well, thank you. I think I'm gonna give time back to the room.
Yay! All right, let's give it up for Kelly. My delicate flower. All right, we're gonna go transition into another kind fellow, the handsome, the daring, the adventurous motorcycle riding, always getting jacked or broken into or attacked or accidents or damaged, but very, very talented, good safe rider, always has helmets, looks good in leather. It's a thing, you know. Introducing MJ.
Thank you for putting me on blast. I mean, like, y'all like my social security number, my sperm count. I mean, shit. My mom's here now. She gets to hear me act like an asshole. Thank you. I was going to keep it simple and talk about 2020 because, like, 2020 has not been going the way I thought it would. And when I say 2020, I just mean the pandemic. I don't care about the earlier parts. This is how my 2020 started. We had a New Year's party where we're like, yo, we're bringing in the roaring 20s, and we're dressed like fappers or flappers or whatever they are, and we're dancing, having a good time. Australia's fire happened, Kobe died, and I was like, shit, this is not good. And so for February, for Valentine's Day, I had a New Year's party because the first 2 months of 2020 sucked. Somebody should have told me to slow my roll because 2020 only got worse. Right after that, we had the pandemic. Corona started to come, but now we got a lockdown. And for me, I'm thinking, great. I just graduated. I ain't got nowhere to go. I ain't got no job. Fuck it. All y'all stay home with me. But the problem with that is, I live alone. So it was me and my walls, and every day it was like, all right, damn. What am I going to do today? But you know what? I'm used to being alone because I was in the military. So after work, I go back to the barracks. So I didn't do what everybody else did during this early part of the pandemic, which was jack off and play on the internet. I did a lot of that in the Army. In the Army, I'll come home from work and I would just, play with myself a lot. Once again, my mom's here. This is weird telling the truth. Because, my mom has this idea of me that I'm a really great person. And honestly, I've been lying to her so she could believe that nonsense. Okay? For next week will be 32 years of my life. I have never told my mom I've had sex. And I am into some weird stuff. During this pandemic, I've been tying chicks up, okay? I'm trying to get a swing set for my birthday just so I can throw rope over the top and suspend bitches in my bedroom. Like, now you know. Like, I don't even want to get started on the drugs I've been doing because my mom watched me get baptized. She influenced me into getting baptized, and here I am sinning. Like, I'm the worst. Wait till she find out the other things. You know what? I'm gonna take it easy. No more sex. No more drugs. You ever do something so bad, and when you get caught, you gotta play it off and do it even harder? That's what I'm doing right here in front of my mom, okay? Because I ain't even tell her about the stuff I did last weekend. Like, if my mom knew some of the stuff me and Jules would do in the street, man, I'm gonna tell y'all the light story. Even though I'm a Christian, I'm not heavily devoted, I'm still a thug nigga, okay? I'm an educated hood nigga. Like, I do things like this. I go to Christian school, and I play with Pokemon cards, but I'll still beat you up and rob you. Those are the things that I do, all right? See? Like, I do intelligent things, like I buy an iPhone for $1,200 flat out because credit is for suckers. You don't want to pay monthly fees. But I also do thug shit like not buy a screen protector or a phone case. I walk out with my phone just like this. And you can tell a lot about a person from their phone because your phone is a representation of you. Me, my phone is expensive and has no case. I like having sex with no condoms. So I like to risk it, okay? Hey, I've never dropped the phone yet. really from the phone yet, and I'm 32 years old with no kids. Hey, I'm 32 and I'm out here winning. Here's another thing you can tell about phones. Look at a chick's phone. If she got an Android, she fight niggas. If she got an iPhone, she'll kind of listen. Now, if she got an iPhone with a cracked screen, that means her pussy too good. I like having sex with white women. Because I like having sex with all women. Because all women matter. Plus, we're all the same color in the dark, and I love tall women because when we turn the lights off, when we lay down, we're all the same height. But I can't have kids with white women because it's stressful to have to explain to her why my baby need lotion, why you gotta put coconut oil in my baby's hair. I got dreads because I don't like taking care of my hair. As long as it's clean and it don't smell funny, I know I'm doing a good job. Now, I don't want to have to do that for a 4-year-old girl. I don't want my daughter coming back from kindergarten with sand in her hair and her mom tried to braid her hair. Now she looking crazy. And then, God forbid, she have a black teacher because her teacher going to look at me like, And I'm going to look back at her like, I know. Thank you for waving me off and listening to my mental ill ranting. And, all right.
Woo! Hey!
Get this mic from me. What am I doing here?
All right. Give it up for MJ. He was lovely. Some more sexual chocolate. Woo! Very impressed. Love it. I feel bad for my motorcycle jokes now. I'm glad you're alive. I'm glad you're here. You made it. And it was worth it. So that's cool. All right. Coming to the stage is our next little sugar baby. I appreciate you. I think about you sometimes at night when it's late and I'm alone. In a pandemic. No, I'm just kidding. Coming to the stage, finally, the lovely Jules. Hey!
Woo! Hold on. You know what's funny about that shit? I'm with it. I know my lane, okay? I've never been that nigga that don't know my fucking lane. If a girl tell me, look, we're homies, we're friends, and then sometimes you can eat me, I'm like, cool, just let me know when. And that's fine. That's fucking great. That's no problem. And I'll be at work in my porn shorts, because these are my porn shorts. I'm trying to get on OnlyFans. They have not accepted me. Fuck y'all. I have a notebook because I'm always high. I'm high as fuck right now. Super high. Super duper high. I like to get high because we have, honestly, literally half the people you guys just saw is vets. I'm a vet as well. And I love to fucking smoke weed. It helps me. So yeah, that's the reason why I have my notebook. So I'm going to my notebook right now. Okay, has anyone gone on a virtual date?
Yes.
That's weird.
It's weird as fuck. It's weird. It's free 99, baby.
You gonna pay for the Zoom?
No, it's free 99. You can pay for your wine. I'll pay for my wine. You pay for whatever the fuck you want to eat. I pay for whatever the fuck I want to eat. Cool. So, I used to be super petty, super petty, to the point where I'm a fan of The Weeknd. If you don't know me, now you know. To the point where a chick will say, I don't know who they are. Cut her off. Ghost. I don't want that negativity in my life. I'm done. But today I'm like a little lenient. She said she didn't like The Weeknd. I was like, bitch, 4 years ago.
What's she like, Monday through Friday?
I hate it. I was like, you know what? Let me let this slide. I'm a little older. Let me fucking mature because that's what we, society. First, she had never messed with girls. Here's where it's tough being me. Guys think it's easier being a lesbian because you're a lesbian.
Facts.
You see how crazy bitches are. So imagine two crazy bitches together, nigga. How do you think that plays out? This is how lesbians know we getting too close to a bitch. When our periods sink. Wait, hold on. You got yours? So I'm not eating dinner tonight?
Yeah.
You're not eating dinner tonight? Okay, it's time for me to move on. It's a fucking problem, man. That's how you know you're getting too close. Oh yeah, so she talks about how she's only been with one girl and 2 guys. That's fine. Cool. You're letting me know. But then she says she doesn't just want to have sex with anyone. Now here's where the problem is with me. I'm a hoe. I don't want to wait for you. I don't. I fucking don't. Okay? I don't. If we're not sexually compatible, I don't fucking want to wait for you. Okay? Great. So she says, yeah, I've only hooked up with 2 guys, and I was curious with one girl. We made out, but that was about it. And I think the next time I'm gonna hook up with a girl, we have to be together. I said, bitch. That's too much. She said, how many people you been with? I said, you want your feelings hurt? Or you want me to lie? Just be honest. Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Are you positive? Because I promise you, this will end it right here. Because I don't even know. I have more tattoos. I forgot how many tattoos I have. Imagine how many people I fucking forgot how I fuck. This is the last straw for me, though. She was born in Honduras. Now, my family is born and raised in Honduras. I get it. A lot of people are shocked because we're not used to black people speaking Spanish. That's an East Coast thing, apparently. I think her dad was Mexican and her mom was Panamanian. But then she said she's a Trump supporter.
No.
Ew.
Woo!
There's always one.
How does that make sense? Bitch. He don't want none of your family members. Any of them. How? And she goes, well, I said, look, and I still like this because we were video chatting. This was a video date. So I said, this is how I feel. And I fake froze. But what I forgot, the music in the background was still playing. She said the music's still playing. I said, oh shit. Deleted the fucking app, yo. That's all the time I got out, Jules, guys. Thank you.